everyone, today we are going to just do a gentle workout together. All you'll need for this is somewhere to lie, so mat or even up on your bed if you're more comfortable, and something for a little bit of neck support. No other equipment required. So join me laying down. This workout's really gentle. It's designed for those of you that I know suffer a bit of lower back pain or some acute episodes of pain. So it's just working through some of our basic movements we would normally do together in our warm-up of our class. So to start with, laying down, feet nice and close to your bottom, fairly even through the legs. I want us just a pelvic tilt, so gently flexing back and extending forward. So this just warms up our lumbar spine, shows us where that flexion or extension range can go to comfortably. After we've done 3 pelvic tilts forward and back, just settle about that halfway position, or as we call it, our neutral spine. And as I say in class, that sort of small butterfly cave where we've got a little arch in our back. We're certainly not squashing or letting our butterfly fly away. So the first movement I want us to practice is our bent knee sideways. So keeping one leg still with the other knee, the movement is to rotate sideways, out and in. Of course, we want to do this staying as stable as we can through our neutral spine. So I like to have my hands here against my pelvis. It gives me some really good feedback as to whether I'm tipping or tilting. Another place you could put them is underneath your spine. So as you're moving your knee in and out, you're looking to keep the pressure even from hand to hand. Think about drawing in low through the tummy and staying nice and steady as we move. So about 10 on each side, doing one side at a time. I'm squeezing through my glutes a little bit as well, so I've got a little bit of tension in my bottom muscles. Lots of drawing in through my belly button down towards my back, and just really conscious of this neutral spine position. Of course, you might only get a couple of degrees of range before you feel like everything wobbles out of control, so just stopping when we can't control it, rather than the movement range being the goal, the control is the goal. Well done. About 10 on each side. The next movement we're going to do is our single knee lift. So that's keeping one foot grounded, taking the other knee up and then placing it back down. For this, we're going to alternate, so left and then right. It's more functional to our walking. Thinking again about the drawing in through the tummy, the security of your lumbar spine and your neutral spine position, so your butterfly cave staying nice and steady. Moving those legs or knees just up and down slowly and alternating from one side to the other. So about 5 on each side. Keep breathing normally, in and out as you're moving. Always conscious of that drawing in and conscious of this position of the lower back, lumbar spine and the neutral spine position. Well done. 5 each side. Good job. Next we're going to do our opposite arm and leg. So one arm moves gently overhead as the opposite leg moves away, sliding your foot along the ground and then bringing it all the way back. And we're going to alternate again sides with this. As we extend that leg away again, think about the drawing in of the tummy, think about the neutral spine position. If you'd like to lift the weight of your foot off the floor, you're welcome to. It just makes the leg a bit heavier, so you're working a bit harder through your quad. And then bringing back in, being really aware of the neutral spine, though it's very tempting to extend or lift this up from the floor. So I'm keeping my ribs connected to my hips, keeping my butterfly cave closed as I alternate from side to side. If the arm movement all the way overhead is a little bit too much for your shoulder, feel free to do the leg on its own. So just moving the leg out and bringing it back in. Or you can just take the hand up to the roof or the ceiling and back down, rather than moving it all the way back over your head. 1 more on each side. Good job. Now what I'd like us to do is extend one of our legs out, keeping it flat or grounded to the floor. Flex back through the toes for me. Before we start to move the other leg, think a little bit about that neutral spine position again. So do a little bit of a tilt and a tuck if we need to. When we're feeling nice and flat and steady, this time this knee is going to gently go rotation out and in again. So we're going back to our bent knee sideways movement. A little bit of a squeeze of the glutes, pulling in low through the tummy, making sure we only move as far as we can control. It's no good to roll all the way out and end up rolling through the body. You want us to stay nice and steady, ribs connected to hips, neutral spine, and 5 rotations. Well done. Change over legs, so the one that was straight is now bent. Flex that foot back on that straight leg, and the bent knee goes sideways in and out slowly. Little squeeze through the glutes, We usually have one side that's better at this than the other. For each individual side, just do the range that is comfortable. 5 times. Then changing over leg again, this time extend the leg out, flex the toe. This bent leg this time, what we're going to do is take it up to the knee lift. So we're going to bring it up into knee lift and then tap the heel back down again. I've flexed my foot on my lifting side now as well. So both my toes are pulling back. Be thinking about that pulling low through the tummy. It's very tempting for your weight to drop to one side. So we're staying nice and steady through this butterfly cave. Again, just 5 times. Welcome to place the hands underneath the back if it gives you better feedback. Changing over sides, so leg to straight, flex back through the toes. Think about neutral spine, pulling in low with the tummy, and start to gently lift up and down through the bent knee. Flex through the foot, so the heel is what's touching the ground. About 5 times. Well done. And then bring both legs back to bent. Bring your heels nice and close to your bottom for me. We're going to start doing some bridging together now. So if you feel you at home you need to, feel very free to put the pillow or the chi ball between the knees. It's okay if you don't have one though, like I don't. So arms down by your side, heels nice and close to your bottom. Think about engaging or squeezing the bottom together like we're trying to hold a pencil between our butt cheeks, and very gently roll back and up into bridge. Just bridging as high as is comfortable. We don't want to go right up into extension. We shouldn't feel as though we're popping or pushing our chest up too high. Keep those ribs connected to those hips, squeezing through the glutes. After we've held the bridge for about 5 seconds, we're going to roll back down into the floor, nice and slow, trying to articulate through all those vertebrae. Well done. Squeezing again, grabbing that imaginary pencil, rolling up and into neutral. Keep it clenched through those glutes. Feel a bit of work through your quads. And after a hold of about 5 seconds, rolling back down into the floor. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, take the hands up across the chest. Same thing, tilt back through the hips, squeeze the glutes, come up into bridge, counting for about 5. This just makes you a little bit less stable. And then rolling back down. Well done. One more together. Heels nice and close to bottom. Squeeze the glutes, roll back and up into bridge without going too far, and then gently rolling back down again. Well done. As a little bit of a stretch, pop your arms out for me. We're just going to do a little rock from side to side. All that work we've been doing, keeping ourselves in neutral, the bridge and roll down, the rock from side to side, helps to articulate your vertebra, take a bit of pressure off these hip flexors. One more each way, so about 3 each way is fine. Good job. Now we're going to go back into some knee lifting style of exercises. So again, a little bit of a pelvic tilt to start. Make sure we find that neutral or that butterfly cave. Having hands out for our side because we're going to move our arms around once we're in tabletop. So lifting 1, lifting 2, resting 1, resting 2. Repeat with the other side being the leader. Lifting 1, lifting 2, resting 1, resting 2. One more set the same. Alternate starting leg, lifting 1, lifting 2, resting 1, resting 2, and one more repetition, lifting 1, lifting 2, resting 1, resting 2. Those tabletop lifts should have you starting to think a bit harder through those tummy muscles. What we're going to do now is lifting 1, lifting 2, keeping them up into lift, put toes at a point, gently bring our arms up towards the sky. And what I want us to do is reach our fingertips towards the ceiling so you'll see my shoulders lifted, and then gently bring our shoulder blades back down. Keep your head nice and heavy to the pillow, and then bring the shoulders back down. So I'm doing what we call our ceiling reach, lifting both fingertips towards the ceiling, and then bringing the shoulders back down. If holding the legs in the tabletop position is becoming too straining, feel free to place one foot or both feet back to the ground, and keep going with this ceiling reach. We want to do about 5, so one more, reaching both up, and then bringing them down. Well done. Let the foot rest, let the arms rest. We're going to go back to lifting 1, lifting 2 again. So lifting 1, lifting 2, resting 1, resting 2. So really work hard on drawing in through your tummy muscles. Thinking about your butterfly cave, alternating which leg goes first. And just 2 repetitions from each side.
So only 4 in total. Well done. So this time we're going to go back to holding the legs up, lifting 1, lifting 2, and an arm movement again. So what we're going to do is this time take our fingertips to the ceiling. I want us to draw a circle. So imagine a dinner plate on the roof and just running your hands around the outside of the dinner plate. As I said before, if holding both legs in the air like this is too fatiguing, if you feel like your back is starting to strain, please place one or both feet back to the floor. After we've done 5 circles going one direction, we're going to go 5 back the other. Again, about dinner plate size is fine. A little bit larger if your shoulders are comfortable too. And just the 5 each way. Should feel like you're having to work through these tummy muscles, keeping that sensation of drawing in. And letting the arms rest and letting the feet rest. Well done. One more set of our lifting work. So lifting 1, lifting 2, resting 1, resting 2. As we put them back down to rest, that's that moment where your deep abdominal muscles get their break. But certainly as they're coming up above into the lift position, you need to be constantly thinking about this pulling in low so we're not pushing out the tummy and we're keeping our back nice and supported. Well done. Good job. Now again, we need a little bit of a rest after all that lifting work, so we're going to pelvic tilt a couple of times back and forth, and then we're going to do 3 more bridges together. So heels nice and close to the bottom. Think about squeezing the glutes, tipping back through the pelvis, lifting ourselves up into bridge, holding the squeeze here for about 5 seconds, and then rolling back down and into the floor. Good job. 3 times. Again, bringing your hands to the chest if you want to make it a little bit more challenging. Squeeze the glutes and lift up, holding there for around 5 seconds, and then rolling back down. Good job. 1 more repetition. Squeezing, tilting back through the hips and rolling up, counting to 5, and then rolling back down. Well done. To continue with the theme of stretches, I'd like you to just extend one leg away and pull the other knee towards the same shoulder. So we're just going to hold this for 10 seconds, feeling a bit of a stretch, both a little bit through the hamstring and down into the hip. As we do these static style of stretches, it's okay to forget about neutral spine. So if you feel as though your back's flexing a bit harder into the ground, that's completely okay. It's just a static stretch. So 10 seconds each side. And then I'd also like us to stretch our hamstrings. So keeping one leg bent, lifting the other leg up. Grab behind your leg for me. Just keep your foot relaxed, so there's no over pulling down through those toes. Just keep your ankle relaxed. As you pull that leg up towards you, we're trying to feel the bulb of the muscle going into stretch. So it shouldn't feel like there's any neural pull down through your calf and out through your toes. I just want you to pull it back into a feeling of stretch through this bulb of the muscle. Knees a little bit unlocked, holding there. Again, about 10 seconds. It's okay if we lose our neutral spine as we do these stretches. Again, doesn't have to be a dead straight leg, just pulling it towards you, keeping the foot relaxed. Feeling that bulb of the muscle go into stretch for around 10 seconds. And then last but not least, 1 more rock from side to side. The idea of this workout for those of you who suffer a bit more with back pain and acute and chronic back pain, it's a very gentle workout, just following me and my instructions, things that you're similar to or used to doing in class. I hope you've enjoyed. Talk to you all again soon.